My name is Billy Ballingy. I'm a former member of the Cedar Hill ISD School Board, and I am very passionate about public education and the importance of public education in Cedar Hill and the world at large, for that matter. The purpose of this video is twofold. First, to talk about the academic status of our Cedar Hill Public Schools, and then secondly, to delve a little bit into the tax ratification election that Cedar Hill ISD has called, where election day is September the 8th of 2018. We're going to start off first with the academics of the Cedar Hill Public Schools. And what you'll see on your screen is a chart that's divided into two parts. On the left side is information from Digger.com. This is a national website that ranks schools within the state in which they are a part of. So someone moving from out of state can have some idea as to the quality of the schools in the district that they're moving to. On the right is data that is fresh off the press from the Texas Education Agency, and it gives our district and our schools scores. Now, keep in mind that the only information that I have on here from TEA is student achievement. And it's defined down at the bottom of your screen that student achievement measures what students know and can do by the end of the year. TEA ranks schools on a lot of different things. We're only looking at academics for purposes of this video. You'll notice that Cedar Hill overall as a district ranks in the 33rd.5 percentile, meaning about the bottom third of all school districts in the state of Texas, according to Digger.com, and is given a score of 74, or a C, by the Texas Education Agency. Our collegiate programs here in Cedar Hill are a jewel. They are performing extraordinarily in the academic realm. They are rated by Digger in the top percentile, and the Texas Education Agency has given them very high scores, as you can see as well. This is a great thing for our community. Make no mistake about it. Unfortunately, our non-collegiate schools, and you have to apply to get into the collegiate schools, and not everyone gets in, our non-collegiate schools are not performing as well. Cedar Hill High School is ranked in the bottom 40% by Digger.com of all high schools in the state of Texas, and is given a D grade by the Texas Education Agency. You'll notice that our elementary schools, which are Bray through Waterford Oaks, there is 1 C, and the remainder are D's and F's. Overall, Digger gives our non-collegiate schools an average score of the bottom 20th percentile. In my opinion, it is this issue, the poor academic performance of our Cedar Hill non-collegiate schools, that I would hope would be the focus of our school board and our entire community to try to improve. Let's now look for a minute at the tax ratification election that the Board of Trustees of Cedar Hill ISD has called. On the CHID website, they have indicated how the funds, should the TRE pass, would be used for the first 5 years of the program. They are spending $3 million every year on safety, security, and facility upgrades. There's a little bit of carpet and paint in this, but the bulk of it is for camera systems, camera additions, and mass notifications. And note that roughly $3 million every year is designed to be spent on these types of things, mostly these security cameras and notification systems, for the full first 5 years. In May of this year, Governor Abbott issued a school firearm and safety plan, which has great ideas for school safety in it. But in the back, it also lists federal funding for schools and where grants can be gotten for safety and security measures from the U.S. Department of Education, the Department of Justice, and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Resources. And I'm sure that there are other private grants out there as well, but this just gives you some idea, since unfortunately we've had so many shootings in this country, that there are grants available for some of these items that CHISD intends to spend the money on. I'd rather grants pay for them than for the citizens of Cedar Hill. Also included in this are a few innovation ideas, but all of that deals with equipment and facilities as well. And then finally, every year there is roughly $1 million that is dedicated to technology issues, new computers, computer software, and that sort of thing. The concern that I have is that there's not one penny, and I encourage you to go to their website, and you can look at this document in great detail on their website, how they intend to spend the money. There isn't one penny of this money that is going to hire new teachers, to hire new teacher aides, counselors, math and speech people that pull kids out of class and teach them math and reading when they're struggling. And in our elementary schools down here that we saw are performing so poorly, you know, you don't need technology to teach a kid how to read and write and basic mathematics. The problem, in my opinion, and I have held this opinion for quite some time, is that Cedar Hill ISD has a lot more people in central office than they need, and those higher paid employees take away funds that could be used for hiring new teachers and our teacher salaries. And that is documented by the Texas Academic Performance Report. In education, we call that the TAPER report. This data is a little bit outdated, but it's the most current on the TEA website. And on that website, it will show that the classroom sizes in Cedar Hill are larger than the state average, with the exception of a couple of grades. And in every single subject, from 6th grade up, our classrooms are larger than the state average. And it will also show that we have a higher percentile of employees on our central administration staff. And they are, quite frankly, usually paid a lot more than those that are actually interacting with children. I believe in public education. And I want Cedar Hill to have the absolute best schools we can possibly have. To get that, we've got to solve this problem. And unfortunately, not one penny of those funds go to an area, in my mind, that are going to make this better. In fact, if you look at the budget for the coming year for Cedar Hill ISD, they have a budget if the TRE passes, and they have a budget if the TRE does not pass. And under both budgets, the number of employees are the same. And in fact, you will find at the very top line that the number of teachers is actually going to decrease in the coming year. In my opinion, the way to increase the academic scores of our students in Cedar Hill, for them to perform better academically, is for us to hire more teachers, more aides, high-paid teachers and aides, so we get the very best ones and we have high numbers of those people actually interacting with our students. I'm going to vote against the tax ratification election for several reasons, but the one that we're dealing with in this video is a very important one to me, and that is we need to improve these scores, and the money that is designated for the tax ratification election will not do it.